Hey everyone, it's Tira with Rent Mason and Leafcutter Bees. Happy summer to all of you. It is the end of July and all mason bees should be removed from your gardens. Mason bees don't stay out year round. They only live about 6 to 8 weeks and then you need to remove their nesting material. Store them in a cool garage or shed. And then if you're using the rental program, you'll ship them back to us in September. We'll harvest and clean everything. Right now it's leafcutter bee time, so all your leaf cutters should be out. And if you're in the Pacific Northwest area in cooler weather, my leafcutter bees haven't even emerged yet. So mine usually emerge early to middle August. And now I'm getting reports from a lot of people in our hot states that have completely full leafcutter blocks. So if your leafcutter block is full, keep it out. You might be able to have a second generation of leafcutter bees, because if it stays warm, then those little babies will emerge and you'll have grandbabies. But today I wanted to come on and talk about another thing I get asked all the time. What are all these little hairy things sticking out of my mason bee nesting block? When we get these back in the fall, when people return their nesting blocks and they're full of little grass, we know that these have not been removed at the end of spring. It's a big indicator for us that this was left out over summer. So grass wasps are a summer wasp. They rely on natural holes in their habitat to lay their babies, and they're fascinating little wasps. They're solid black, and their thorax is kind of a stronger, thicker part, and then they have this really thin waist called the pedicel, and then they have an abdomen. So they're a really unique looking wasp. And what she does is she goes out and she collects grass with her mandibles. Mason bees use mud, leafcutter bees use leaves, grass wasps use grass to make their nesting chambers. So she'll take that long piece of grass and she'll crawl into this hole, and she will line her hole with grass. Then what's really cool is, instead of using pollen to feed her babies, she goes out and paralyzes crickets. And she'll paralyze them, not kill them, paralyze them, drag that cricket into the hole, and then she has fresh food for her baby. She'll lay an egg on top of it, and then that egg will then turn into a larva, eat the cricket, and then her baby spins the cocoon and then hibernates all winter long to emerge the following summer. So I was just out today collecting mason bee houses. It is the middle of summer now, so some have formed grass. I didn't get them in time, but I did get them today, and I thought, ooh, I'll make a video about this. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna dissect it and see. I haven't snipped the thing, so I have no idea what I'm gonna find. It's always fun when I do this, but I wanted to show you the inside of a grass wasp nesting chamber so you can understand, and hopefully there's crickets in there. I'll get my macro lens and we'll take a look, but I really don't know what I'm gonna get until I do this. So, all right, let's go. All right, I have not opened this yet, so I have no idea what I'm gonna find inside, but since I do see grass bits coming out, I know there are grass wasp nests inside. So let's snip this open and take a look. Now, I don't want you doing this at home because I need these intact when you mail them back to us. If you're hosting your own bees and you're cleaning them yourselves, you can do this yourself and you can teach the kids what's going on inside. But let's take a look and see what's happening. I never know what I'm gonna get when I open these up, so let's pull this aside. Oh, look at this. You can see in the back all the nests in the back as well. So that's actually gonna be really fun. So let's open this up and take a look inside. Whoa, oh my gosh. Okay, this is really, really cool. So remember I mentioned that she paralyzes the crickets to feed her babies? Here are all the paralyzed crickets. And this is very cool because these have already started spinning their silk cocoons. So these are the cocoons of the larva of the grass wasp. And you can see right here inside this cocoon, there are grass wasp bits, and inside is a baby wasp larva. So this is actually very fascinating and so, so cool. So I'm gonna open up one more just to show you, because this thing looks really full. Oh, here you go. So this is, oh, very cool. So this is the larva of the grass wasp. That is what they look like before they spin their silk cocoon. So I will flip this over and get some macro lens pictures of these guys as well, but this is fascinating. So this little guy was eating the cricket. That's how big they get, and then they spin the silk cocoon. And then they hibernate in that cocoon all summer long, and then they emerge the following summer. Or sorry, they hibernate all winter long, and then they emerge the following summer. So there's rows and rows of Wow, these crickets are paralyzed, but they're still moving. Ew, that's kind of creepy cool. So anyways, so this is actually really cool and fascinating. I love doing this kind of stuff with you guys. So hopefully you learned something today about grass wasps. We get asked every year about them, and how fascinating to be able to open this up and see inside paralyzed larvae that are wiggling their legs and full larva wasp and cocoons, so all in one. So this is fascinating. So anyways, make sure all of your mason bees are removed. No mason bees should be out right now. It's the middle of summer. Leafcutter bees should be emerging soon. If you're in the cooler states. In the hot states, you might be getting grandbabies soon. And yeah, everything is shipped back to us in September. So hopefully everyone's having a wonderful summer. Happy pollinating. Bye.